Testing, 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 testing. Bacon, yo! Hello! If you can hear me, let me know. It's been a while and you just need to test things out here. See if all the levels are good. You can hear the music in the background. Hear my voice clearly. Enunciation properly. Let me know. Perfect. Tell me your problems. Tell me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Before I spill my guts, I want to hear from you. What's going on? What's bothering you? I'm here for you guys. Oh. I have a sort of a rough plan of what to talk about for this live stream. Just a few topics off my head. A few questions for you guys. Maybe you can answer it. And yeah. Something in my eye. Always sore. I am always sore. I just put Tiger Balm on the back of my neck. I wake up sore every day. And that's when I don't even work out sometimes. Like, even when I don't even train. I wake up sore like I just woke up from a workout. Matthew, hey Justin, been a while since I stopped by one of your streams. Hope you're doing good. Hey Matthew. Talk to me. Say what's on your mind. Whatever it is, good or bad. In case you're wondering, like, why I don't upload regularly, or where have I been? Same answer every time. Just training my ass off. Just killing myself. I'm obsessed with training. That's all I do is train. Eat, sleep, train. Eat, sleep, train. That's all I do. And then at the end of the day, I have no energy to make any content. All I do is eat, sleep, and train. Like, even when I'm training, I try to film some of my training for you guys. For some reason, like, I'm 100% focused on the training itself. So it's like I have to split my attention 50-50. So for example, if I'm trying to train and film content at the same time for you guys, I'm kind of like half-assing both of them. Like, I have to be a 100% content creator or 100% training mode. And I split it in half, and then I get both mediocre results. So some of the footage that I recorded while I was training is just not usable. Or just, I don't know, things just don't work out. And then I gotta edit it and upload all that. I got tons of footage that I've recorded, but I gotta make them into videos for you guys, content. But I'm not sure what kind of content you guys want to watch. And actually, was something I wanted to ask you about. Should you swim every day? You mentioned chlorine exposure is a reason why you should limit swimming. Would you say 3 times? Yeah, 3 times is fine. Everyone's skin sensitivity to chlorine is different. So for example, I have very sensitive skin when it comes to chlorine exposure in public pools. I didn't have this problem when I was swimming in condo pools. Because condo pools are not used by hundreds and hundreds of people every day. They're used by just a random few people, residents that live in that apartment, right? So the chlorine levels are much lower and much more forgiving in condo pools. However, if you're swimming in a public pool, which I have recently, my god, my skin just burns. It's like acid. I get sick at the end of my swim session. I want to puke. I want to throw up because, you know, just a little bit, sipping a little bit of chlorine, it just gets to my system. I start getting cramps. I feel like I have razors in my stomach just sloshing around. And then when I eat dinner after, it's like, oh, it's not good. It's not a good feeling. So it's part of the process. If you're going to swim regularly, exposing your skin to public pool water, the chlorine levels are really high. So for me, I can't swim 7 days a week in a public pool. I can swim 7 days a week in a condo pool, no problem. Swim in condo pools in Vancouver, swim in condo pools in Malaysia, Thailand, no problem. But once I get into that public pool water, my god, I get like a reaction. Sometimes I get redness on my skin, dryness, itchiness, and then the worst is just like stomach pain, because, you know, everybody, whether they like to admit it or not, they ingest a little bit of pool water because your mouth is in contact with that pool water no matter what you do when you breathe, okay? There is no filter. There's no mask you can put on unless you wear a scuba mask. So you gotta figure out what your chlorine tolerance is, because everyone's different. So mine, it's like I can only tolerate 2 or 3 sessions a week at a public pool if I'm gonna swim. Just swim. Teaching is different, right? I can be half submerged, but I'm talking about swimming laps. For me, it's 2 to 3 times a week, or else it's just never-ending torture for my body. It's throwing up, all that. Our 3 sessions a week. Our local pool is more of a family pool. Oh yeah. Red flag. If it's a family pool, it's even worse because babies, kids, parents, they poop and pee in the water all the time, and they have terrible hygiene. They don't shower. They don't shower before they enter the pool, so that just raises the chlorine levels immediately. The worst, you know what the worst? The dirtiest section of a pool. Do you know what it is? Do you know what's the filthiest section? If we look at all the components of a pool. What is the filthiest? Like sauna, jacuzzi, lap pool, shallow end, wave pool center. What's the filthiest? It's the kiddie section. The kiddie section is the filthiest. I see parents bringing their babies wearing like diapers, and then they dunk their baby in that water, and the diaper just soaks up all the water. Nasty stuff. Really nasty. I throw up. And then usually the mothers, whether they admit it or not, they don't take showers before they enter that kiddie pool, because they want to keep their nicely colored permed hair intact, which is a no-no. Okay, so all that hairspray, all that oil, all that gel, all that hair product stuff that they don't rinse off before they enter the pool mixes in with that pool water that you are in contact with. So whenever I'm in a public pool, I avoid the kiddie section entirely. I just go straight into the deep section, the deep end, or the lap section of a pool. Because also steam rooms. Yeah, wave pool. I'll dip my feet in a wave pool, but no, I don't want to spend time in that section either. Recently it's really cold, so I've been spending a lot of time in steam rooms. I want to know, what's your take on etiquette in a steam room or sauna? Saunas are just not that hot here for some reason. I don't get a sweat, but steam rooms are hot for me. But here's the thing about saunas I cannot tolerate. The people that are yakking in there. I hear like adults shouting back and forth. And the whole, if you enter a sauna room or a steam room, you know that the room is small, it's echoey, sound vibrates off the walls. So when I have a conversation with someone in the steam room, I talk really quietly, like a whisper. But if I'm alone, which is most of the time, I'm quiet. Just breathe and just meditate. Unfortunately, we get a lot of people just don't understand the concept of meditation, so they just start yakking really loud and blah, 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 blah. They're shouting in my ear while I'm trying to enjoy the steam room. So I have to leave the steam room constantly. I'm constantly leaving the steam room when there's someone in there making so much noise, just talking their mouth off. La 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 la. No etiquette whatsoever. I can't use the fitness pool. Every other patron is like 93, and I spear into them doing breaststroke in the fast lane. Seniors are quite a funny group. Seniors don't like to admit that they're not good at swimming. Seniors can get away with the excuse that they are seniors, so they don't have to be good at swimming. So when they see someone like that's pretty decent at swimming, like myself, or like, I don't know, whoever's doing laps, they start getting grumpy, right? Because they feel entitled to use the lane themselves, entitled for you to follow their rules, their speed. So yeah, seniors can be a pain to deal with sometimes. But when you have the whole lane to yourself, then you don't have to deal with anyone. Okay, so always look for the open lane when you're in a public pool. Okay, when I'm in the steam room, I peek out, I look at the deep end, I see who's swimming. Yeah, know thy enemy. Know who you're playing poker with. All right, so if there's a lot of people, you're gonna have to step out. I always exit. There's always, like, I know moments notice, like, oh, there's too many people in my lane, I gotta jump out. There's no way I'm gonna deal with this. Like, unless I own the pool, which is my dream. I want to own my own pool, so I don't have to deal with that. But if there's too many people swimming, entering the lanes, I get out immediately. And I head to the steam room, and I just chill. And then when there's too many people yakking in the steam room, I leave and I go to maybe the sauna. Too many people yakking in the sauna, then I go to the jacuzzi. Too many people in the jacuzzi, and you see I'm just constantly moving. I'm a nomad. I'm a swimmer nomad. So, and there are some pools, yes, there are restrictions now too. Some pools have restricted public pool access hours now because competitive swim clubs and diving teams and water polo teams and all of these private swimming clubs are trying to catch up. They're trying to catch up with the what is it? Yeah, all those setbacks due to the pandemic, right? All that wasted time. So they book like 3 to 6 hours at a time now at a public pool so that they can get their work done. So it's even more stressful these days swimming in public pools. So I would say that if you are trying to swim, get a private pool, please. Just find a private pool. If you're in Thailand, that's not a problem. You can swim in a condo pool. Malaysia, you can swim in a condo pool. Bronchitis. I'm not sure about swimming with bronchitis. Pools these days are very crowded. A lot of families, a lot of filth, a lot of noise. It's just like no one's wearing masks. Can't wear masks at a pool while you're swimming. Just like, yeah. And you're in a, we tend to forget. Not too long ago, we were all wearing masks, and now I'm in a steam room box full of all these people around me huffing and puffing. Surprisingly, I haven't gotten sick. No flu, no bronchitis, no COVID, no nothing. Haven't caught anything. School holidays, your kids splashing around. Yeah, pissing on the water. Yep, can't win. Had a yuck productive cough. My voice sounds funny. Okay, so here's what I can say. If you have a sore throat, if you have a nasal congestion, steam room is a very good solution. Steam room clears up all your sinuses. And the thing about the steam room that nobody says, nobody talks about, is that when you're in a steam room, you have anonymity. Unlike a sauna, if you're in a sauna, you can see everybody. You can see everyone sweating around you. But when you're in a steam room, you have anonymity because of the steam. Nobody can see you, okay? Nobody can see your face, nobody can see you relaxing. Sometimes, if there's not enough steam, I put a towel on top of my head in the steam room so I can just keep to myself, because there's always one weirdo, one creepy guy always trying to chat me up in the steam room. Like, I don't know about you, but when I'm in the steam room or sauna, I just want to meditate. I want to be quiet. I want to be at peace. Because when you're in a public pool, you have screaming kids everywhere shouting and you're causing a chaos, and they're just like, they're hell, right? That's the fact. Kids are hell. Especially when water and they're having fun and yelling and all that. Steam room is my sanctuary. I want quiet. It's like I shut the door and meditate, be zen. So the only time I had access to that kind of quiet peacefulness was in Korea, so I can go to Jinjabung steam room and there's no kids. Tissues. I don't know about tissues, but when I'm in the steam room, I enjoy the steam. I get the anonymity, nobody can see me. It's a much hotter than the sauna. Sauna takes much longer. You need to be in a sauna for at least 30, 60 minutes to feel the effects of a sauna. But steam room, once the steam kicks in, yeah, you're hot and you're toasty, and yeah, you can get like 15 minutes worth of steam and then you're happy. A good trick, pro tip, is to bring a plastic bottle to the steam room. Pro tip. You bring a plastic bottle. This is glass, but you bring a plastic bottle and you pour the water. Just grab some cold water from the water fountain or whatever. You just pour it onto the thermometer of the steam room, and then the steam just starts forming instantly because there's a shut-off period for the steam. So there you go. I always bring a plastic bottle and just drench that thermometer with cold water to activate the steam. But yeah, winter is not my season. I hate being cold. As you notice, I have no fat on me, so I get cold really fast. So sometimes I wish I could just hibernate throughout the whole winter to avoid the cold, or just live in a steam room. So I spend lots of time in the steam room. And then after a 10-minute steam room session, go into the deep end water, do my strokes. Okay, that's the perfect contrast. Steam room, laps, steam room, laps, steam room, laps, steam room, laps. Alright? So, yeah, lots of people are in the pool these days. Winter actually works for me because less people are motivated to get up at 6 a.m. use the pool. Most people are not motivated to get up at 6 a.m. and do any kind of exercise, whether it's running, going to the gym, or swim. So if you are one of those people that swims early in the morning, or works out in the morning, runs in the morning, you are one of the elite. Okay, because most people do it in the evening after workout, after their work. Yeah. I'll tell you something else about my training. I am having a lot of problems with my training because I'll tell you one thing. Here's what I'm learning. That's good. One thing about swimming in the morning, though, is if you swim right at the start of the pool, you're competing with veteran swimmers. And some of those guys can be very entitled. So you gotta watch out. Those are the regulars, like the regular morning swimmers that have been doing it for years. Those guys, yeah, can be standoffish, I found. So what I notice is if I swim like at 6 a.m. in the morning, I'm swimming with veteran swimmers, veteran morning swimmers. If I swim around 9 a.m. in the morning, I'm dealing with stay-at-home moms or seniors. So that's like a perfect time for me because there's no real competition for me. If I swim around noon, there's barely anyone in the pool because everyone's eating lunch. Perfect. If I swim around 3 p.m., I'm dealing with a lot of kids because kids, they go straight after school to the pool and they begin their swimming lessons. That's chaotic. So you're dealing with moms, soccer moms, and kids. If I swim around 6 p.m., I'm dealing with more teens and young adults. For example, like learning lifeguard training or whatever. And still more kids and soccer moms. If I swim at around 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., I'm dealing with the after work crowd. Okay? These are the people that, yeah, finish work and then they eat a small dinner and then they go to the pool and they start swimming or start hanging out with their friends, chatting. Just chilling, pretending like the pool is a beach. So yeah. Going back to my training. Okay, so here's what I'm trying to do. I can now do... Guilty of being the guy who posts lunch break. Hey, that's the perfect time actually. So go for it. Or evening spot. I've gone in more. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Veteran swimmers, veteran morning swimmers, they have seniority over you. So again, you're gonna feel like you're being bullied by them. So that's why I don't swim at 6 a.m. because I know I'm dealing with them, and some of them are hardcore and they get angry. It's like dealing with morning rush hour. You know, people just tailgating you constantly and touching my feet. Like, I don't want to deal with these assholes. So that's why I don't swim at 6 a.m. I swim at 9 a.m. the earliest. So those guys are gone. They left the pool. They shower and they go to work. So all I have left to deal with are seniors, retired seniors, or stay-at-home moms with like little infants. Just like, it's peaceful. It's totally different environment. Yeah, because I don't know, maybe you're 20? Oh, that's why. Unless you're in a swim club. If you're in a swim club, then you stick with your swim club pack and then you swim at 6 a.m. and you do laps together. Okay. But okay, so yeah, I was gonna say I'm trying to film something at the gym to show you guys what I can do. I can now do a muscle up to a handstand transition. So think about the highest pull-up bar in your gym. I can grab that, I can do a muscle up, I can get on top of it, I can stand on it, and then from there I can do a handstand, full handstand with legs up straight. The problem is people are constantly interfering with my workouts. I can't do this without people shouting at me, talking to me, interrupting me. Whoa, look at him, he's Spider-Man, bro. Look at them, look at that guy, bro. Look at him, bro. It's like, and then I'm getting a lot of haters as well, because when I do this exercise, there are people that are blocking me or shaking the apparatus or just being passive aggressive towards me. You get haters. So what I'm trying to say is I feel like a hot girl. This is how a hot girl feels like. A hot chick, whether you like it or not, gets a lot of haters, mostly from other chicks. This goes back to my analogy. When you see a Lamborghini drive by you, a nice, clean, fresh Lamborghini drive past you, what's the first feeling that you feel? What's the first initial feeling? Do you feel positive, like, good job, like, that guy's a success, way to go? Or do you feel resentment and jealousy? Like, oh, that guy's a drug dealer, or that guy rents the Lamborghini, or that guy is just, he's part of mafia or something. It's probably that, right? Same thing with being a beautiful girl. If you're a hot chick, most people think, oh, she must get lots of free drinks, free, I don't know, free bags, lots of admiration, a lot of love from everyone. But it's actually more of the opposite. She gets a lot of haters. People talking behind her back, just backstabbing, gossiping, trying to bring her down. A lot of that crabs in the bucket mentality. So when I try to do this exercise in the gym, muscle up, transition into full handstand at my gym, I'm getting a lot of interruptions. It's very hard, and I'm trying to film it for you guys. Again, these are other guys, young guys. Yeah, it's a public gym. So, and the funny thing is, like, once I do this thing, like, I see a lot of guys like trying to copy me, like copy my exercises, like trying to, I don't know. And some of them just walk up to me and say, hey yo, hey bro, can you teach me how to do muscle up? I'm like, no. That's like you doing your swimming routine, and then me walking up to you and say, hey bro, can you teach me how to swim? Yeah, sure. I can spend the next 8 hours teaching you for free, no problem. I have plenty of time. I don't need your money. It's like, come on, like, let me do my workout. You're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. I don't interrupt your workouts, so why do you keep interrupting mine? I'm getting a lot of interruptions at one of my workouts. If it were a CrossFit gym or private gym, you'd not deal. No, that's not true. Same thing with CrossFit gym. Is there's more cliquiness, more people talking and blah 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 blah. But yeah, a lot of nonsense that I have to deal with at a public gym. Just people just don't have spatial awareness. People being passive aggressive. People being jealous. People getting in the way. People just don't respect each other. So it's making me want to quit working out in gyms entirely. But again, you have to consider the fact that this is still the second month of a brand new year. So you're dealing with a lot of newbies, like New Year's resolutionists. Like I understand that. But to me, gyms are always crowded no matter what. Like I work out at night. I train at night, so workout gym. So yeah. Here's the thing. Like I know you're probably gonna say like the solution is, Justin, why don't you just work out at home? Just make a home gym. And I'll tell you why. I've done the home gym thing before. And it doesn't work for me. And I'll tell you why it doesn't work. There's no energy. You need the energy of other people around you in order to train. Like, plus you don't shit where you eat. Okay? If I'm going to sweat and bust my ass, I don't want to do it in my own room and leave a trail of a pool of sweat in my own room and then go to sleep in that same room. Do you know what I'm saying? I train really hard. People who train at home, usually people that have been training at home for many years, I notice that they're usually doing yoga or lightweight exercises. Okay? You can't do the things that I do at home. It's just too intense. I can't box at home. It's too intense. But I can do yoga. I can stretch at home. Sure, I can do yoga with Adrienne easily in my room. It's that stuff's easy. But if you're gonna sprint, if you're gonna just smash a bag, if you're gonna get into handstands and start flying in the air like I do, you gotta do it somewhere else in a public facility. Lack of atmosphere, yeah. Like I've seen guys, they spent like $10,000 or more on a home gym. They never use it. It looks like an antique, like a museum. All their nice fancy equipment collecting dust because they have no one else to train with. It's just them in a cold gym, cold dark gym alone. I've seen it. Like I have a neighbor right across the street. He has a nice gym. He rarely uses it. It's just him. Turns on the radio and starts working out. I've seen him work out. He doesn't really bust his ass. It's just like very mediocre. I just feel bad for him. Yeah. Assault bike. Assault bikes are good. Very good. I like using assault bike. I use rower too. Here's the thing about rowers. I'll give you a pro tip. When you grab the handlebar of a rower, let's pretend this is the rower. Okay? This is the rower handlebar. Okay? And you go zzz, zzz, okay? Change your grip. Pull the rower with one arm. Zzz. So do this. Zzz, 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 zzz. Pull it with one arm and then switch arms. Zzz, zzz, zzz. So why do I recommend this? Because you're simulating your arms in boxing. Okay? Okay? As you throw, you need to retract your arm. You don't just throw a punch. You don't just throw a punch like this. You need to retract it back to your face. In case someone tries to hit you in the jaw, you have this to protect it. So throw the punch, retract it. So that's why the rower is good for that. Zzz, zzz. Pulling your arm back and retracting your hand. Walk. Throw, punch. Throw, punch. Punch. Retract. Okay? Same thing with swimming. Extend your arm, you gotta retract it back. Here. Okay? You can do that with the rower. Okay? So retract your hand back up to here. You can see it looks like a front crawl. Front crawl arm right there. Okay? Rower is good. I like rowing. Plus it's good for like your hips because you're doing like a squat every time you use the rower. Kettlebells are good. Yeah, so I usually do one arm rows. I don't see anybody doing what I do with the rowing machine. I do one arm rows, and I do overhand grip and underhand grip. I pull the rower like this, and then overhand grip, pull it like this. Pull it high, pull it low, pull it to the side, torque. All kinds of things you can do with the rowing machine. Okay, you don't have to stick to the traditional row your boat movement. I gave up on the gym, never enjoyed it. If I'm not swimming, I like to work. Running is fine. You can just run outside. The fact it's just that it's icy and cold and dark. That's the problem. But I prefer running outside. Public gyms. Gym bro culture is just really toxic and annoying. I don't see a lot of... It's not all kids, okay? Some kids, they're polite and respectful. Some of them work out with their dads. They bring their dads and their dad kind of shows them how to use a barbell and stuff. But for me, from my perspective, I see a lot of kids working out in gangs. Like gangs of 5 or 10. And they're all noisy and they want to be heard. Especially when there's a girl wearing yoga pants. When a girl enters the gym wearing tight yoga pants, strawberry color, and with a top that looks like a bikini, like a white bikini, really tight, accentuating her body, then the gym gets more rowdier. And there's a lot more guys making noise, puffing their chests out, and just causing a lot of chaos, which I find annoying because I just want to work out. And here's another thing. You've probably seen this this TikTok trend that was covered about girls trying to catch guys staring at them because they're I don't know, you've seen it, right? Like maybe like these girls, they're trying to do their workouts in the gym, they're filming themselves using their smartphones, and they're trying to catch a guy looking at them or something for some reason. Moist Critical covered it. I think it's hilarious. I don't know why they want to do that, because if you're gonna wear a bikini to the gym, of course people are gonna look at you. And don't tell me for a second that your workouts are hard if you're wearing that kind of shit. Once I see a girl wearing like tight booty shorts or tight yoga pants and a bikini top, in my mind, she doesn't really train hard. Do you know the girls that really train hard? The girls that wear sweatpants and sweat tops. And there's 3 particular disciplines that I tip my hat off when it comes to training for women. One of them is gymnastics, female gymnastics. If you're a female gymnast, my hat's off to you, okay? Respect. You guys train absolutely hard, okay? I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking those types of girls. Second type, ballerinas. They train really hard. That ballet is tough as hell, okay? I'm not criticizing ballerinas, okay, for their workouts. They train their asses off. And the third is marathon, or yeah, some sort of marathon. You girls train your asses off. Okay, I saw this one girl. She was in the gym. She was obviously training for a marathon because she did 4 sets on a treadmill. She did like 4 30-minute sets on a treadmill. So she would do like 1 set on the treadmill for 30 minutes, get off the treadmill, lift some weights, go back to the same treadmill, do another 30 minutes, get off, do something else, weight training, then she go back on the treadmill 3rd time, and then 4th. Obviously she's training for a marathon. And guess what she was wearing? She wasn't wearing tight booty shorts. She wasn't wearing like a tight bikini. She was wearing just normal sweatpants and a normal sweatshirt. And the sweat was off her face, and she wasn't wearing makeup. She had a ponytail. My hat's off to her. She was busting her ass off. That's the type of training that I would do if I was a girl. So that's just my take on girls. Most girls don't really train at the gym. Most girls go to the gym for attention. They want attention. They want validation. So to those types of girls that I see, just stick to the women's only section, okay? Because that's the reason why we created those sections for you. So you don't have to deal with pervy guys, or guys looking at you, or guys trying to chat you up. You don't have to deal with that. Just go to the women's only section. But you know what the funny thing is? The funny thing is, here's the kicker. After they try the women's only section, they want to go to the co-ed section after. And here's why. Women hate women. Women hate working out with other women. Cats hate other cats. They can't stand each other. So you know what? Those girls that spend time at the women's only section of the gym, they leave and they go to the co-ed section because it's much easier, less stressful to work out with guys. Isn't that ironic? Happens all the time. I asked them, why aren't you working out in the girls only sections? Oh, the weights aren't high enough, or there's just this girl I don't get along with, or this girl is saying shit behind my back, blah blah blah, and all kinds of drama. Isn't that ironic? So you girls that complain about guys looking at you for what you're wearing, the attire that you're wearing, you put up with it, or just go to women's only section, okay? Or just report it to the manager. I mean, everyone in the gym is really respectful. I've yet to see really, really gross behavior from guys at the gym. Like, I don't see any guy trying to take photos of upskirts, or, you know, guys stalking, or any of that. I just see, yeah, some guys training hard, some guys just slacking off, and some guys that are just totally lost. They shouldn't even be at the gym. They're just there. That's usually the demographic at a public gym. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna make some commentary about this video that I recently uploaded for you guys. Give you some context. Woo! Lighting up that bag. Okay, if in case. Okay, so what you're wondering is what kind of gloves I'm using here. So these are 12-ounce lace-ups. Okay, it's a brand called Ring to Cage. Ring to Cage is like a clone of Japanese Winning gloves. Okay, so if you haven't heard, Winning gloves are the number one sought after gloves for boxing. Okay, Winning is the best for safety. Okay, it protects your hands. So I like using these gloves. If you're gonna start boxing, get 12-ounce gloves. Okay, for hitting the bag itself. Hitting the bag and hitting the mitts, you need 12 ounce. I know some people will say get 16, but 16 is good for sparring. Okay, you need bigger gloves for sparring in order to protect your face and protect your opponent. Okay, they're much bigger pillows. But if you're just gonna hit something like a bag or hit the mitts, you need lighter gloves so you can work on your speed. So those are 12 ounce. See, I tied up that gymnastics strap, and this happens all the time. I hit the bag so hard and the thing flies off. So, hello, welcome to a new video. So, as you can see, I have an aqua bag. Why? Because I love hitting this thing, and if you're stressed out, you need something to hit. I agree. If you're stressed out, you don't want to lift heavy weights. Lifting heavy weights is okay, but it takes a long time. It's slow. What's natural for us humans is to hit something when we're angry, when we're stressed out. We want to punch a wall. We want to punch something. So what I'm trying to say is, or what I'm trying to advocate is, set up a punching bag in your room. All right? So you don't have to wait till you drive to your local boxing gym or gym, hit the bag, put your gloves on and all that. It takes too much time. Set up a punching bag, leave it there in your room so you can just access it all day long. Just keep hitting it. That's what I do. Just go in and out of my room. I just hit that thing because it's right in the smack in the middle of my room. I like that. Because, I don't know, I had this problem at one gym where I had to compete for bags, and people would keep interrupting my workouts, asking when am I done, because I kept saying to them, in about an hour or two. So, or I just let them work in, but again, I couldn't stand it. It got into my nerves. People just kept coming in and out, interrupting my bag workouts. That's what made me prompt me to set up my own punching bag in my own room, because I just got tired of this bullshit in my local gyms. Instead of hitting your girlfriend or wife, why don't you hit something that's inanimate, like an aqua bag? Now, I'm going to tell you why I recommend getting an aqua bag versus a traditional punching bag, which I have over here in the corner. It's for this reason alone. Do you hear that? Now, you can hear this, right? Sounds like a basketball, right? Bouncing off the floor. But if I use my knuckles, you don't really hear much. Okay, now, here's the thing. Okay, so this is not an aqua bag for boxing. This is just a boating buoy, okay? Keep that in mind. This thing is hard as hell. Its surface is like a marble. Okay, think of it that. It's that hard. So it's going to take a long time for you to develop your knuckles in order to comfortably hit this thing. Now you can get the aqua bag made for boxing. I've tried that thing. That thing is really soft for me, in my opinion. It's so squishy. It's like hitting a balloon. For me, it's like hitting a balloon filled with water. It's just not the same kind of feeling. With this, I like the toughness that it brings, and it makes me work for every punch that I throw. Now, mind you, this is a very, very hard surface. Now, there are specifically made aqua bags for boxing that you've seen online, right? Those are like about more than double the price of this one. This is just a basic buoy used in boating. So what they do is they use these as like bumper plates between a dock and a boat in the water. Not used for boxing traditionally. And you can tell why, because of the hard surface, okay? Can you hear that? Yeah, it's that hard. It's a rock. Sometimes. Yeah, it's really hard. You can elbow it, you can knee it, you can kick it if you want as well. If you're wondering, how do you fill up this thing once you get it? Because once you get it, it's deflated, right? Here. Okay. Do you see this? This is where the opening is. Okay, so that white thing that you see, it's a little screw-on opening. So you unscrew that, and then you gotta fill the water through that little hole. So what you have to do is you're gonna need to get an adapter to your hose, garden hose. So what I did was I bought an adapter. It's like a small thin adapter. You can fit into that plug, and then tied it to a garden hose, and then turn on the water. So I did it all outside. I recommend doing it outside, not in the kitchen or sink or anything, because this thing's gonna get really heavy. And this tie strap right here, okay, I used that to carry it. So after I filled it up with water, I carried it, and it was, if you're not strong like me, you're gonna have to carry it with 2 people because it's really heavy, 150 pounds. Why? Because of the hard surface, okay? Can you hear that? Oh, yeah, it's that hard. Very hard. So this I've been hitting with my knuckles, bare knuckles, for quite a long time. In the beginning, I damaged my knuckles a lot. I got purple knuckles. I broke some bones, injured some bones here. Yeah, it's not forgiving. Hardened my knuckles, so much so that I can hit this without really feeling any pain. Now, I'm going to show you how to set it up in your room, because I looked online and I saw other people try to set up their aqua bags or punching bags at home. And I didn't agree with a lot of other people, what other people did, because it just took too many steps and it takes too much equipment, too much space. I want to minimalize as much equipment as possible when setting this bad boy up. Okay, so first of all, you're going to need an aqua bag. So what I meant by that is that I see people, they use boxing stands or set it up. Okay, so first of all, boxing stands. Here's my take on boxing stands. I hate boxing stands. So you see like the tripod boxing stand? I can't stand those things because those things squeak like hell. When you punch it, everything shakes. So I can't stand boxing stands. And other ways of setting up a punching bag. Yeah, the boxing stand is the most popular, and it costs extra money and set up. It's like a tripod. I hate that. Egg or a buoy, okay? I'll put a link below towards the one I got. This is an 18 inch diameter buoy, and the weight is about 150 pounds filled up with water, the brim. Okay, and it comes in red, yellow, dark blue, white, but I like the white. Swimmers versus tourists? That video got me a lot of hate. I pissed off a lot of people when I made that video, by the way. Because most people that go to Thailand or Southeast Asia, they're not there to swim. They're there to have fun. vacation. So they turn off their brains and think that they can get away with whatever they want. And when they meet somebody like me in the pool, we usually, yeah, have conflict. So yeah, I saw a lot of dumb tourists in Thailand. Wherever I went, wherever I stayed, just trying to do some just really stupid things in the pool that I didn't agree with, and that's what compelled me to make that video. And I got a lot of hate from people, from tourists. How dare you? How dare you insult us? How dare you? I spend hard-earned money all year round to enjoy this vacation, these few days. It's just so I can sit in a pool, float my ass around, and make a mess everywhere I go. And then you know what? The Thai workers that work at the pool, that are in charge of maintaining the pool, filtration and all that, they gotta clean up that mess. You know, they gotta, like, people are getting sick all the time. And yeah, people blame the Thai workers that are in charge of maintaining that pool. But come on. So I stand up for, I'm not just standing up for swimmers. I'm standing up for the people that are maintaining these pools. Your public pool is being maintained not by machines. It's also being maintained by people that have to run these machines, that have to do these pH tests and chlorine tests, and deal with all this filth and gunk and garbage that's not necessary if you just followed the rules. You know what I'm saying? Take a shower. A lot of adults don't understand this concept of, oh, but the pool has chlorine in it. It can take care of my filth. There's chlorine in your toilet, but you don't drink it, do you? Do you? I had students. I kid you not. I had students, adult students, fully grown adults, beginner students to swimming. I would tell them, please rinse your body off before entering the pool. You should have seen their faces. It's like I slapped them in the face. Whoosh. That's how I felt to them. Like I was slapping them in the face. How dare you say that to me, Justin? I'm like, that's just common courtesy. I took a shower. You should take a shower. We all should take a shower, rinse our bodies off before we enter the pool. It's just common courtesy. Some of my students got so offended when I said it to them. They just don't understand it. Don't understand it. It's probably those same people that don't understand the concept of taking off your shoes before entering someone's house. There are some households that don't allow people's dirty ass shoes walking all over their carpets. Okay? It's not just Asian cultures I'm talking about. I'm talking about some people who prefer having guests wearing slippers in their house. Is that offensive? No, it's not. To some people. So there you go. The setup itself. Take a look. So as you can see... Oh man, that setup. That took a long time for me to figure it out on my own. Because I didn't see anybody... I used a stud finder. The stud finder didn't work at all. Beep, beep, electric stud finder. Forget that junk. I bought like 3 electric stud finders and they didn't work. They kept giving me different readings. And I had to look up and crank my neck up like this and beep, 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 look for the studs. I don't get electronic stud finders. They don't work, okay? Just get those strong magnets. That was what worked. Those magnets. So you can see like this beam right here, right? This is a beam. Okay? Obviously. So I had a hard time finding this beam using 3 different electronic stud finders. So I had to, yeah. It's like, it was off. This one was off, that one was off. Okay, anyways. I found them finally with just magnets, and then I knew exactly where to drill without damaging my ceiling. Thank God.
That's my ceiling. Now, take a look. Do you see those dots up on the ceiling?
Yeah, magnets.
This is the first thing you're gonna need. Okay? You're gonna need this. This is a magnet. Okay? This magnet is a very strong magnet. I got links to this below. Don't worry. You use this to find the studs on your ceiling. So you just place them on the ceiling, and then magically it'll latch on to a metal stud.
It will.
And it shows where the actual beam is on my roof, on my ceiling. You can see it, right? It's right there, going that way. So what I did next was drill 2 holes with a drill bit. Then I screwed in that thing that you see up.
So this swing hanger that you see wasn't the first one that I bought. I bought one swing hanger. I drilled holes into the ceiling, and it just kept making squeaking sounds whenever it would rotate, where the bag would rotate. So I had to unscrew that swing hanger and return it. And then I got this one. And luckily, this one has like something that it rotates, but it doesn't squeak. It's fluid. So this is really silent. So this is why I recommend it. Plus, there's this pin here. This pin you can yank out easily. And the other one didn't. So I had to go through not just one, but 2 or 3. So this one is the best one, in my opinion.
Up there. That thing that you see up there is a heavy-duty thingamajiggy that holds swings, it holds gymnastics rings, it holds pretty much anything that you can hang on your roof, okay? So you're going to need one of those. You need a heavy-duty, okay? Don't go cheap. Don't worry, I put the links down below towards everything that I'm using here for setup. The great thing about this actual holder is that it swivels. So I can swivel this bag or my heavy bag if I want to set that up, and the thing swivels, okay, without making noise. Like, it doesn't make that noise like other setups do. So after that, I got some rope, tied some rope to it. What you see up there, that black thing, is a spring, okay? You're gonna need a spring because it absorbs the shock of your heavy bag, okay?
Okay, so yeah, here's what I want to say. If you tie your heavy bag just to this swing hanger, okay, if you get rid of this component here, if you tie your heavy bag to this, you're putting all the weight onto these 2 bolts here, okay? And that's where trouble happens when your bag is too heavy or the bag is swinging too much, okay? You're gonna damage your ceiling, your beam, all right? There are cases where bags have been ripped off from the ceiling and just if you don't know what I'm talking about, just look at Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was hitting a bag, and then the whole ceiling came down on him, okay? Because that punching bag didn't have a spring, okay? So this spring absorbs the shock, the bounciness of the bag, okay? Especially when it swings violently from side to side. And the reason why I put a rope here and another strap here is to absorb the shock, okay? Because if I use chains, it would rattle. I didn't want metal on metal contact, okay? I didn't want metal on metal. I wanted metal on rope contact that would just absorb that sound.
Shock of your heavy bag, okay?
Yo, Italy.
Heavy bag,
Ciao.
it's gonna wiggle and jiggle around, bouncing up and down. Do you see that? It's juggling up, especially when you do uppercuts. You see it bouncing up and down? The spring is absorbing all of that shock that you see. Make sure you get that spring. And then the final component is this. This is a gymnastic strap, okay? Gymnastic strap and another tie strap, okay, that I tied. And you notice some people, they use chains to hook their aqua bags through here up to whatever. You don't need chains.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do I take this thing down? The secret is this, okay? See this carabiner? So what I do is, when I want to take this thing down, I put my shoulder underneath the aqua bag and I lift it up. So the aqua bag is on my shoulder. And then this blue strap becomes loose, right? And then I just unhook the carabiner and I just drop it down. So if you're not as strong as me, you're going to need 2 people to do this. What I do is I set up a ladder, a step ladder right underneath the bag, so that when I lift it up, unhook the carabiner, I just drop the bag onto the step ladder. Then I grab the blue straps, and then I lift it onto the floor. You gotta, yeah, I can do it. Maybe you can't. It's 150 pounds. It's a good workout.
Chains, okay? Chains, they corrode. You need to maintain them.
Talk to you later,
You
Matthew.
can just get straps, okay? Gymnastic straps that I use, okay? And the great thing about this setup is there's no noise. There's no noise.
By the way, Matthew, join our Facebook group, okay? Post in our private swimming group. If you can. Love to hear from you. Keep us updated.
When I hit this thing, all you can hear is the water sloshing around in the bag itself. When you hit the leather heavy bag, you get the thunk, whack, 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 whack. And if you want to practice late at night, like I do,
True.
I practice really late at night as well. I just hit this thing. You don't want to hear all that noise. You don't want to disturb your neighbors. So you can just practice your form.
Fun story. Like, you see me hitting this thing, right? It's like it's nothing. But let me tell you how hard it is to hit this thing barefisted. Okay, another boxer. Here's the thing. Okay, I'll tell you. I took this aqua bag to my local gym. I took it by carrying it using a grocery cart. So I put it on the grocery cart and I carried it to my gym. I set it up on my gym's I don't know, high beam or whatever. So I was hitting this thing in my gym, local gym. Then another boxer came by. He saw my setup and he was asking me questions and all that. And he said, "Can I hit the thing?" I said, "Sure, go ahead." So he didn't have gloves or hand wraps on and he hit it. First time he hit it, he tore, like, he ripped a hole on in his skin. So his right hand was bleeding like hell, thanks to this aqua bag. So that's how goes to show you how tough this aqua bag surface is. So he was bleeding like crazy, and yeah, he learned a lesson that day. He learned that, yeah, hitting aqua bags ain't easy.
Bare-fisted. Okay? Again, it's going to take some time for your knuckles and your bones and your skin to get used to this kind of surface. But it's more rewarding. It's more realistic, okay? When you punch somebody, they're not made of leather. They're mostly made of water. So get used to working your combinations. Yeah, if you have gloves, use them, okay? So you can...
So the difference between hitting this and like your traditional punching bag. Yes, there's a lot more give and take because of the water, right? Look, it squishes like a balloon, right? You'll feel that. When you hit a heavy bag, like a traditional leather heavy bag, the inside of that bag is made of just tiny pieces of cloth, right? Filled up, stacked, and compressed. And then you hit that bag, it feels like you're hitting your sofa or your couch, leather sofa or leather couch, okay? That's the feeling of a heavy bag. When you hit this aqua bag, it feels like you're hitting a water jug. You've seen those water jugs, those water fountain jugs that you fill at your office? Feels like that, kinda, but much harder. What does chlorine pool water supposed to taste like? Is it salty and bitter? I'm not sure why you're asking me this question. It sounds like you've never swam before. Because if you swim, then you'll know. Go find out. Every pool is different. A condo pool water is different from a public pool water. Every pool's pH and chlorine levels are different based on the amount of people, amount of traffic. That smell, I'll tell you one thing. It's not supposed to taste like anything, in my opinion. But that smell that distinct pool smell, that smell is actually the chlorine powder interacting with bacteria. So think of it this way. When you're, well, thinking of something. When you're cooking a steak, okay, the smell of the steak is coming from the oil and the heat and the steak chemically interacting with each other. Okay, that's the smell of us. You can smell it, right? The steak smell. Cooked steak. Hot dogs, chicken, whatever. When you smell that pool smell, that's chlorine powder interacting with the water and whatever bacteria it's trying to get rid of. So in this case, yeah, humans. That's the smell of humans, is what I'm saying. So usually public pools have a really strong smell because there's a lot of foot traffic. There's lots of swimmers, hundreds of swimmers in and out of that pool water. Whereas if you go to a condo pool, there's not much of a smell. Not that much. There's barely any people that go to the pool there.
Go hard as you want, but you're gonna hear that thud when you have this making contact with this, right? But it's not as loud as me hitting the leather heavy bag, okay? That's even, right? So you don't want that going on, disturbing your neighbors. I recommend not using chains. Don't use steel chains.
Fun thing about heavy bags, when I hit leather heavy bags in my gym, everyone knows that I'm hitting it. Oh, look at my skin. These are calluses from doing muscle ups. By the way, here's the thing: when I hit the leather heavy bag in my gym, at my local gym, everyone can hear it. It's like somebody dropping a barbell on the floor, like stacks of 45s on each side. That's the sound I make because I hit it really hard. So I know what I'm saying when I say that leather heavy bags are very loud.
Shh, that shimmering sound is just fake, okay? That's not generated by you, it's generated by the chain, okay? So it doesn't make you a harder puncher when you hear chains rattling all through the night, okay? So use gymnastic straps is what I recommend. I go in and out of this room hitting this thing all the time. It's right in the middle, smack dab my room. And when I go in and out like this, it's right in my face. So I practice every day. I hit this every day, right?
That's true. I hit it every day.
You don't have to hit it hard. You can start with just little thumps. Okay? You don't need to punch with your ego. Hit it to your heart's content. That's my tip for today. If you want links to all...
Okay, I gotta tidy this thing up here. This thing falls down a lot. So, yeah. Set up an aqua bag in your room. It's a good investment. Killing stress. I know some of you are trying to set up home gyms, like squat racks and treadmills and all that, but that's just really expensive and it takes up too much space in my opinion. That's why I wouldn't recommend it. Aquabag is a lot more accessible. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Oh. Mhm.
It's shameful to admit this, but it's the unfortunate truth that just by looking at me, you probably couldn't guess that I have been active in the gym for about a decade now. In fact,
I have never seen this kind of person at my local gym. I would like to meet someone like this. This type of guy been working out for 10 years. I like to meet him.
My college degree is in human science with a concentration in exercise physiology, but I'm on a 5'6" frame and I keep myself lean so no one even knows that I'm ripped until I do like a flex and it ends up being a jump scare. I keep hyping myself up.
Jump scare?
Keep myself lean so no one even knows that I'm ripped until I do like a flex.
What do you think, guys? Let's compare. So he's been training for 10 years, he says, at a gym. Got that. I've been training for more than 10 years. I got the. You know, the funny thing is, this arm doesn't look like it's attached to me for some reason. It doesn't look like it's my arm. It looks like a fake arm. Doesn't it? It looks like it's Photoshop. Like Photoshop someone else's some bigger guy's arms are photoshopped onto my body, my head. Look at my head. My head's smaller. And the funny thing is, like this is my arm. Like, look at this arm. A lot of guys at my gym think that I'm on steroids. Okay, when they see my figure. But the thing is, I don't lift heavy. And they try to lift heavier weights than me, but their arms are smaller than mine. So they assume that I'm on steroids. Fun fact.
Flex and it ends up being a jump scare. I keep hyping myself up in the mirror and telling myself that today's the day I finally start wearing tighter clothing so people stop asking if I even go to the gym because it hurts my soul every time. Or maybe I just need to be shirtless more often so that way it's pretty obvious. But regardless, the reason I'm even mentioning this is because I've noticed over the last maybe 6 months, not even that long, but like the last 6 to 8 months, the gym has gone from being a place of like working on yourself, gains, you know, focusing on improving your overall health, to a place where people go to compete for viral TikTok videos of them being a victim. Usually the
Now, the reason why I want to show this video is because this is an interesting topic. He's talking about like kids these days filming TikTok videos in gyms. He's from the States, Moist Critical. All right, so I'm not sure what the situation's like in the States, but here in Canada, there are kids. They play with their smartphones. I'm not sure if they're making TikTok videos, but I don't see a lot of kids going to this kind of length at the gyms that I go to. I haven't seen any girl trying to get this kind of clout. So, yeah.
Content revolves around them filming themselves working out and then catching somebody looking at them and being a creep and a weirdo staring at them. Staring's a word I'm using very loosely here. And then sometimes, God forbid, that person comes over and asks them a question in between their sets. Normal human interaction has become fucking outlawed in the world of TikTok for some people. Now, I'm not saying this isn't a real thing. I'm not saying everyone that goes to the gym is an angel that can do no wrong. There definitely are creepy people that go there. I've certainly seen my fair share of weirdos in my days. In fact, one that always lives in my head rent-free is 2 years ago. A security guard at a private gym kept going over and sniffing a woman's ass as she was doing rows. I can't show the video, I don't think, because it might be against YouTube's new terms, but here's just a quick screenshot of his 4th ass sniffing attempt where he's just like huffing her fumes. He eventually does get caught and fired for it. The point is, there are weird people at the gym, but what's going on right now is everyone is filming themselves at the gym, which I already think is kind of weird. There's also like this fucking perpetual surveillance here with people.
Yeah, I've never seen that happen at my gym. Some guy trying to sniff some girl's butt. But here's what I do notice. I notice that most of the gyms that I go to, in the men's change room in particular, I see a lot of guys taking off their shirt and taking off their pants and taking selfies. Like taking their quad selfies. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So they're in their underwear and they're taking their selfies, trying to flex their quads, trying to show off how big their legs are. This is what I find disturbing, Okay, guys just constantly taking photos every second when they see a mirror.
People making fucking TikToks everywhere. But while filming, they're not catching weird people doing weird things or harassing them. They're catching very normal gym goers doing normal things and then publicly shaming them and embarrassing them for doing nothing wrong. Now I'm going to show you the biggest one that I really think started really blowing this trend up and led to me finding out how large this has become and how big of a problem it's become.
This is how to not approach girls at the gym.
I hate this. I hate this. I hate when there's Fridays. It makes me so uncomfortable. Feral, like fucking feral.
You can immediately see a problem here. She's making a stare counter every time the guy even glances in her general direction. What do you expect people to do at the gym? Just turn around and stare at a wall when they're done with their set like it's the fucking Blair Witch? Like, what are you expecting? The guy is in between his sets, so he's just looking around. He's not even staring at her. Now, if he was staring at her, then I could see being a little uncomfortable if he's just over there like, you know, fucking staring a hole through with like goddamn like laser beams almost firing out. Like, I'd get that being weird. But this guy is just like glancing near her, and he's still getting just attacked for it by her.
The 5 adds £5. And these are the rates.
Somehow the stare counter's at 5. I guess she's counting every time he's in between blinks now. And then she starts getting fearful because he's walking near her and wondering, questioning, why would he be doing that? Kind of like it's a scene out of a horror movie, like the boogeyman's, you know, jingling keys trying to get in the door or something. But she immediately answers why he's walking over. It's because he's grabbing a sanitary wipe, showing good gym etiquette to go wipe down the machine he was just using.
Excuse me? You don't have to do that. It's okay. No, it's okay. I got it. Thank you, though.
Unfortunately, this guy made a big blunder here. He committed a cardinal sin. He tried to be helpful. So he offered to try and, you know, help out here because it looked like she was struggling, which she even mentioned she was hesitant to put the weight on, so he probably interpreted that as like, oh, okay, maybe I could be helpful here. Just being a genuinely nice person, I believe. And she even responds positively to it and then turns around and says this kind of shit. What if I just ripped his pee-pee out of its socket so he could never reproduce again? Totally normal, not alarming thing to say. This is why I don't want kids. Natural selection better take the weirdos out. He's going to jail for staring at an underage 21-year-old. Where have we all gone wrong? What's happened to the world where that is a statement said earnestly? He's going to jail for staring at an underage 21-year-old. There's more to unpack there than a fucking 2-week vacation suitcase. I could unpack this shit for hours. He wasn't staring. There's no such thing as an underage 21-year-old. 21 years old? You're not a kid at all. You can legally butt-chug Budweiser now. Unless this is some kind of weird self-own kind of thing where she has the mentality of a child, thus this guy should go to jail for what she perceives as staring at her. I don't know. Like, I can't even, like, remotely figure out what she was even trying to say with that last statement. But anyway, I'm not going to keep going too deep on this one because everyone has already dunked on it. She's issued an apology about everything. But I want to give a quick shout out to Joey Swole. He's a very prominent figure in the community, and he's been doing...
I haven't heard about this guy, this Joey Swole guy before, but I've seen a few of his response videos to these types of girls at the gym. And yeah, it makes sense what he's saying. Yeah, I'm going to give you my opinion on... full opinion on this matter.
Doing a lot of good work calling out these kind of videos. Now here's another stinky video here. So this guy gets called out because he walks across the track she's about to do lunges on and looks at her on the way by. Then she says that she catches him still staring. There's no way, I'm so uncomfortable right now. And then the caption even says, in quotes, it's because of your outfit. I don't know if she's accusing...
That's a very nice gym, by the way. I'm just looking at it. Look at... This is what I look for when I go to a gym. Artificial turf now. There's so many things you can do on artificial turf, not just lifting heavy weights like deadlifts or lunges or something like that. There's a lot of gymnastics activities, stretching. You can do everything on artificial turf because it's forgiving on the hands, especially when you're on handstands. It's hard to do handstands all day long when you're on a hardwood floor, for example, like a basketball court. But artificial turf, it's a lot more forgiving on your joints. So very few gyms have like a large plot of land for you to use like this. So I like seeing this. Unfortunately, gyms that I have seen that have this component are very expensive or they're private. Very few recreation centers have this.
In quotes, it's because of your outfit. I don't know if she's accusing him of saying that, like he shouts it at her across the room. Excuse me, milady. I looked at you because of your outfit. You drew my eyes to you. It's your fault. Or if she's just saying that as like a way of calling out behavior. I'm really not sure. But Joey Swole, when he talked about this video, pointed out something that I think everyone who's ever been to the gym will recognize. That not only is the guy not staring, again, the reason why he'd look at her while walking by is because he's going by her path on the track. So perhaps he was looking at her to make sure he wasn't getting in her way since she was about to start lunges. I feel like that's the most obvious explanation here, but regardless, he doesn't do anything creepy or weird. He looks at her while he's walking by, and once he's through, he continues going forward. Like, I don't understand where this is coming from. To me,
when you're in a public setting, in your public gym, everyone's going to look at you no matter what you do. Whether you're advanced or beginner, it's just nature. All right. I scope out everyone in the gym for safety because that's how I was raised. Scope out everything. You got to know who I'm working out with at all times. Same with swimming, same with lifeguarding, everything. I have to scan the room for potential threats. But this is normal. So I know what he's getting at. It's getting out of hand. Like girls, I know girls get more attention than guys in this kind of setting. So I already know the answer. Just go to the girls only section, women's only section of a gym. You don't have to deal with it. Or, if you're an adult, go to a CrossFit gym because CrossFit gyms are more expensive and they have an older, usually a more mature crowd audience, like 30s and up. So yeah, just when you're dealing with a public gym like this, where it's not really niched down, you get all sorts of people. It's just like a public bathroom.
It feels like this lady has recorded every single one of her gym sessions for the last week or so after noticing that this kind of content was blowing up, praying that someone would be weird and creepy to her, but she didn't get that. So she just decided to go with the one that's almost somewhat different, where a guy looks at her when he walks by, and chose that one for some clicks. Because nothing bad happens here. There's not a weirdo here. And according to Joey Swole, a lot of members of the gym, both men and women, said that this man is very kind and is actually loved at the gym. He's a regular here. So it is pretty fucked up and shitty for her to make this video trying to shame him for doing nothing wrong.
This guy.
This. This is happening a lot. Wherever I go, in any kind of gym setting, I see this a lot. In the men's locker rooms, usually kids like this are constantly taking off their shirts, taking off their pants, flexing in their underwear or their smartphone. And obviously this is not allowed. When there's guys, you can see obviously there's guys changing in the background. You can't do this.
Still no progress here. What? Still no progress. Oh. I understand.
This isn't a trend that only women are doing, men are doing the same thing. This fucking douchebag is filming in the locker room, flexing to show his progress. The guy in the back that he's calling a schmuck is 100% right. You cannot be filming in the fucking locker room. Like, what do you think this is, Brazzers? Like, what the fuck are you even thinking? What's going through your smooth brain? Everyone just loves to think that they're the main character, and everyone that interferes in their story and does more than just be a prop for their TikTok videos is the villain, when that's just not the reality. You are the bad guy here, not the guy you're calling out. If you want to take progress photos and videos, which I totally understand, just wait till you get home, or at the absolute least, wait until you're the only person in that locker room.
I agree.
Because right now you have two people behind you changing. They could have just gone whole hog, let their cock and balls flop out, and if you film them in a private setting without their consent,
Yeah,
and their
that's the
nudity,
problem.
you would be fucked legally.
Watch this guy try move to me at the gym. Checks absolutely nothing on his phone. Looks over at me being busy sorting my wrist straps. These fucking straps taking up too much time.
This is typical gym wear for girls these days. I see this all the time.
I don't know what constitutes a stare anymore. Like, this guy, again, just glances in her direction, briefly looks at his phone and puts it away, and apparently that's getting called out for being weird, saying he checks nothing on his phone. He could have just been checking the time. He could have been checking literally anything that's quick to get at a glance, like, what time is it? Or if he had a timer set up for, like, how much rest he has between sets, how much time do I have left on my rest? Like, there's so many things he could have been checking on his phone, but it doesn't matter. Like, he didn't do anything weird or wrong right now. All he did was walk by, and he looked over near you.
Makes a swift return. Sad lip.
And there it is. The second he decided to ask a question, his fate was sealed. He was getting shamed on TikTok for it. So, he comes over and asks if she's using the machine behind her. As Joey Swole also points out, and as anyone that ever goes to the gym will also point out, people like to check to make sure the machines are vacant.
Here's the thing I want to say about this topic here, okay? Asking questions. Are you using this? How many sets you got? Okay? If you're a beginner, you're going to be asking these questions, okay? That's your way of saying, okay, this is me being polite. But as someone that has been training for a very long time, everything is nonverbal at the gym. You can tell when someone's finished. Like, for example, it's just like driving. Driving is nonverbal. We use signals. We know when a car is exiting parking spot. We know when someone's turning left or right. We signals, right? You just gotta know how to interpret signals. Same thing with the gym. You need to understand how to interpret signals. Like this guy is finishing his set, or this guy's wrapping up his exercise. Like, you know when a person's starting and someone's in the middle and someone's going to finish. You'll know. It's non-verbal. You don't have to. The problem is like when not just one person interrupting that person. So for example, when I'm at the squat rack, when I start my workout, all the way to the end of my workout, I get interrupted more than once. I get interrupted by 5, 10, 15 people at a time seriously. Or when I'm working out at the heavy bag or working out on a spot, whatever spot I'm at the gym, there's always people coming up to me and interrupting my workout. That's the problem. If we could just all read these nonverbal cues, then we wouldn't have to be interrupting each other. So for me, I don't interrupt people when they work out. I look for signals. I can tell when someone's wrapping up their workout or their exercise, for example, using that barbell, or when they're going to finish. I can tell when they start putting it away. When they're putting their stuff away, that's when I step in, and then I take over. Okay. When I was at a MMA gym, I saw people, like all types of people, working out in different spots of the gym. Some kicking the heavy bag, some working on the double end bag, someone stretching, someone doing shadow boxing, someone doing mitt work. And I didn't understand how the flow worked. Like, does everybody just transition around each spot of that gym naturally? Or do I ask? So I just follow my instinct. I just go with the flow. So once I put myself into the MMA gym, I just naturally flowed with everyone else around me, and we just moved around, just like musical chairs. We didn't have to ask each other. We didn't have to interrupt. I imagine someone's like intensely hitting the heavy bag, and then you interrupt them. Excuse me, bro. How many more sets you got? That's very rude, coming from people like us that have been doing this for a very long time. You don't do that. Okay? It's just like someone like rolling down, like driving beside you, rolling down the window and saying, "Hey, are you taking that parking spot?" Like, you don't have to do that. You can just signal or just look at their signal. That's what I'm saying. So interrupting people at the gym, I know it, with the best of intentions that you don't want to offend anyone, take someone's spot, but it's better to read the signals than to interrupt people, is what I'm saying.
They don't want to step on any toes and take a machine that's already being occupied, so maybe her things were near the machine and he wanted to double check to make sure she wasn't using it in addition to doing the RDLs. Like, that is just being polite. That is normal gym etiquette. But let's assume this guy is new to the gym. She seems to think he is and is insulting him for it, making fun of him for not knowing the name of the machine. So don't you think someone that's a little new to the gym would like to be super certain that he's not getting in anyone's way? So he would like to ask someone that's near the machine to make sure that he has full reign to use it without intruding on their workout. He did nothing wrong, but it didn't matter. He made a slight glance near her, a split second of his eyes looking around before checking his phone, and that small, insignificant thing was enough to put a crosshair on him and for her to attack. I think she's the weirdo. You're the gym weirdo. Filming everyone around you, looking for people to call out. That shit is creepy. Not this guy who just innocently asks if you are using the machine behind you. Totally normal question, totally normal interaction, and this behavior is getting so fucking out of control. People are turning gyms into war zones where they're looking at every single micro angle of your eyes and counting it as a stare if you happen to catch them somewhere in your general vision vicinity. It's fucking despicable. So yeah, I wanted to talk about this a little bit, and that's about it. So yeah.
Yes. Public gyms. Public gyms are just like driving on a public road. You deal with all sorts of people. And everybody thinks everyone else is an idiot. No matter what level you are, whether you're a beginner all the way to advanced. You deal with all kinds of people. Yeah. It's... On the pro side, you get access to a variety of equipment. That's the only reason I go to the gym. Variety of equipment, variety of energy. Can't get that variety when you work out at home unless you buy every piece of equipment out there. And you need that energy from some people. It just needs to be more focused. The thing I like about CrossFit, one thing I like about CrossFit is the energy, right? Everybody's on the same page when they sign up for CrossFit. They're in the same team. They work as a team. They train hard. There's no smartphone breaks. There's no chatting during the class. It's just hard work. That's what I like. It's just not safe. Not safe work. Too much danger involved. Especially with the lifting. There's too much dangerous lifting in CrossFit. But I do like the energy, and I like the focus, right? Of what CrossFit brings. They got very nice equipment. But yeah, gyms can be a pain. Public gyms can be a pain in the ass. That's what I'm saying. Now, what was I going to say? Problems. Oh man, I'm so sore. That's one problem, I'm sore. You're probably looking at this thumbnail and thinking, why do you have Moist Critical Justin on your thumbnail? And why do you have that Jonathan guy in the bubble? I'll tell you why. I'm trying to transition onto bigger things for this channel. Like I mentioned before, I'm trying to move on from swimming. I just know it's time. I've been doing it for so long, making swimming videos, teaching swimming. And I kept saying to you before, all the resources are there that I've produced. Like, you can join our Facebook group, sign up for my swimming course. You can work with me one-on-one if you want. It's all out there. It's available to you. But moving forward, I want to make content that I like doing, and then that content is different. Okay, so one aspect of me that I like doing is talking about fitness. All right, so I like fitness, and I like to make more social commentary, talking about social topics like Moist Critical. That's what I want to do. I can't always film in the pool in the water every day for you guys. I can't do that workflow anymore. I'm getting old. Justin's getting old. Right? I have to go easier on my body. And making videos like this where I'm just talking to you guys is something that's more doable in my age. So, who's Jonathan? Guy in the bubble. This is Jonathan. Jonathan is I just recently... I've heard about this guy actually a few months ago. Interesting. This guy is really popular in Korea at the moment. He speaks fluent Korean.
이제는 저의 채널을 해킹하고 이제 끝까지 들어주십시오.
본인 앞가림이나 잘하십시오.
이 친구가 왜 동방 A대교에서 와이너입니까?
파트리샤다. 자, 감독님 찍어주세요. 본인 오빠를 민사 고소하셨는데 혹시 심경이 어떠신가요?
지금 사실 되게 화가 많이 나고요. 네, 어쨌든 저에게도 지분이 있음에도 불구하고 그거를 인정하지 않는 오빠의 그 괘씸한 오늘 정말 끝장을 내려고 합니다. 정의는 이긴다.
하나뿐인 여동생에게 민사 고소를 당하셨는데 혹시 심경이 어떠신가요?
옛말에 검은 머리 짐승은 거두는 게 아니라 그랬습니다. 지금 딱 제가 그 상황인 거야.
고액의 변호사를 고용하셨다고 하는데 혹시 비용은 어디서 나셨는지 알 수 있을까요? 혹시 파트리샤를 이용해서 나온 채널 수익 아닌가요?
노코멘트 하겠습니다.
조난 씨?
오빠 핸드폰을 해킹할 거예요. 오빠 혼자 나오는 것보다 저랑 같이 나오는 게 더 재밌지 않아요?
조나단의 유튜브는 조나단 겁니다.
수시로 조나단과 파트리샤의 유튜브 소유권 분쟁에 대한 재판을 시작하도록 하겠습니다.
조나단의 채널은 파트리샤가 없었더라면 절대 이만큼 크지 못했을 겁니다. 전 지분을 다 안겨줄 생각입니다.
저희 의뢰인은 해킹이라는 씻을 수 없는 명백한 물리적 피해와 신족에게 당한 배신감이라는 정신적 고통이 있다는 점을 주장할 것이고 지지 않을 거라 확신.
I don't know if this is real or a skit. Probably a skit. Yeah. Anyways, these two kids, these siblings, they're very popular in Korea and they speak fluent Korean and they're pretty funny. Interesting. I just saw them recently in the news or something. Just wanted to show that.
파산이 나오셨습니다.
Comedian.
네, 저희 재판부는 사안의 중요성과 심각성을 충분히 인지하고 있고 법과 원칙과 절차에 맞춰서 공정하게 판단할 것입니다.
이 사건의 중요성과 무게를 충분히 알고 있고 법과 공직에 맞춰서 최선을 다해 판단하도록 하겠습니다.
징역 20년 이상 때리겠습니다.
저 재현 PD 같은데? 재현 PD 맞으시죠?
오늘 증인으로 나오신 거 맞으시죠? 누구 증인으로 나오신 겁니까 오늘?
대답해 주세요.
답합니까?
끝이죠.
아 좀 들어보세요.
아 들어보고 있잖아요.
그냥 조용히 듣고 계세요.
듣고 있잖아. 근데 자꾸
조용하게 듣고 계시라고요.
너무 감정에 호소하고 있습니다. 벌써 온다고?
있습니다. 자꾸 일어납니다. 앉으십시오.
이미 자백을 했습니다.
재판장님 이 있습니다.
조용.
Weird. Weird. Yeah, these two are a very interesting couple. Kids. I think they're from Gwangju. Yeah. Anyways. I gotta learn Korean more. I gotta work on my Korean. I gotta practice Korean more. See that. Lots to do. Anyways. Yeah, that's the problem I'm having these days. It's getting sore. Too sore. I need to train less. Make more content that I like. Transition from swimming. Yeah. That's what's going on. Move on from winter. I hate winter. Too cold for me. No fat on my body. Anyways, that's what I'm dealing with these days. Which is what I wanted to bring up in this stream. So yeah, expect more content from me soon. And yeah, I hope you stick around because yeah, life is evolving, always changing. Okay? Nothing lasts forever. Alright. Keep that in mind. So, that's it. I'm gonna sign off now. So, enjoy the rest of your night. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.